Well, good morning, friends. It's a frosty morning here in central Nebraska. In fact, first frost of the season. And there's one of my favorite things going on here today. It's the fall equipment auction here in our town. They have one in the spring and one in the fall. So it's going on today. So let's show you around. Alright folks, the bad part for me in all this auction business is it always falls during harvest, so it kind of precludes me from coming down and spending here all day like I like doing. But we'll give you a quick tour and show you what's for sale. And my buddy down in Tennessee, Dave, is actually looking for an implement. And I guess a friend of his is also, and they don't have these auctions down there where he's at. So we found a couple things that we're going to put bids on for him. You just leave your highest bid and a person will bid on your behalf. So let's take a look. So, usual thing that goes on, they have these trailers full of smalls. It appears there's 3 trailers this year. And sometimes they sell the trailers as well once the smalls are gone. But we'll give you kind of an idea what's on these trailers. Lots of shop equipment and odds and ends and doodads. Let's kind of give you an overview what's here. There's a tabletop drill press, a little lathe down there, floor jacks, a whole bunch of old Tonka toys. There's people that restore those. Here's another tabletop drill press. I had one just like that. Some handyman jacks over there. There's a lot more tools on this trailer. Got a nice vise here. Some fuel cans, shop heater, pipe wrenches, all kinds of miscellaneous little doodads over there in all those little boxes. There's a full body harness for doing like confined space stuff or aerial stuff, little safety harness. All kinds of end wrenches. They'll wire these together. They'll sell that whole bunch together. I should have figured out which big end wrench I need. I'm missing one. Here's the third trailer. Another big vise over here. Chainsaws. Some edging, big glass bottles. You name it, it's in here. And like these boxes, they'll sell these boxes all in a lot. So they'll sell this whole bucket together, anything in it. And then if it gets down to where nobody buys the box, they'll throw in another box, and so on until they get a bid. There's a milk house heater down here. This is a nice little wooden cubby thing put in the shop to organize some stuff. Some old bottles we used to get 15 cents a piece for back in the day. They've got all these vehicles on the fence to sell. Those will go later in the afternoon, about noon, 1 o'clock. They even have a Sinclair dinosaur. I would just love to have that, but I don't know what I would do with it, and I don't know if Kelly'd let me put that in the yard. Got a panel truck here, some RVs, horse trailer, some flatbed trailers, more stock trailers here, pickup bed trailer, a couple flatbed trailers. If you remember, we bought a trailer like this at a farm auction last year. This one here appears to be in a little bit better shape. I need to redo these latches on ours. Be interesting to see what this goes for compared to the one I bought. Now after the smalls, they come over here. There's a big line of kind of a little bit larger equipment, not quite farm equipment, but like shop equipment and stuff. So there's an old tire machine over there, air compressors, some quads. You never know what running shape these are in, but they appear to be complete. There's a router table, radial arm saw, rototillers. Lawnmowers go really cheap. So anybody that's a mechanic that knows how to get small engines going again, you can get really cheap lawnmowers like this lawnmower here, probably go for 50 bucks. Nice belly mount blade here for something. Big floor jacks. Plant stands. More drill presses over there and old iron wheels. Big cherry picker they call them, but like an engine hoist. Here's kind of a homemade parts washer bin here. Pressure washer minus the hoses. You got welders, snow blowers. Lots of snow blowers for sale here in the Midwest all the time. I think people buy them thinking that they'll use them and then they don't. Fuel cans, little tiny table saw. Here's a blasting cabinet, which I want. You put sand or whatever media down in there, and then you stick your hands through. There's gloves on here, and then you look through the window. You sandblast little parts, but this one looks like it's missing all of the equipment. A little worse for wear, so we probably won't leave a bid for that. Really nice shop cart over there. Welders. Here's a little welder set up on a hand truck. Got the little gas bottle and everything. Little MIG welder. There's a tire bead stretcher. So if you're working on tires, it opens up the tires so you can work inside of it easier. Some live traps, kind of homemade looking. This looks like a portable water trough. It folds up. Cool. There's a parts washer tank. 20-gallon parts washer. Looks like everything's there. I don't know if I have room in the shop, but it would be nice. Turkey fryer. Alright, let's go look at some of the bigger equipment out over here. Alright, that's a like a shade cover for a tractor right there. I don't know if the brackets are with it. Big metal lockers. Humongous bolts over here. And lots of little bolts. Well, I could fill my bolt bin up with some of that. They all appear to be the same size though, so that don't help me out. Some pallet racking material. Two big roll-up. The garage door, just the door portion, doesn't look like anything's with them. Here's the elevator buckets people like using for storage in their shops, storing different items. Big 3-point subsoiler. A tractor that's been through a fire, looks like. But somebody that knows small engines can pull that engine out of there, I'm sure, and get it running. Here's a landscape rake that you pull behind, and it gathers things in that bag there. Spreader. Fifth wheel hitches here. I don't know what that item over there was used for, but a nice hay rake bench here. That'd work for me because I'm pretty tall, but short people, they'd be dangling their feet off of that. Nice big steel plate. Looks to be like 1/8 of an inch thick. Brush hog, looks about a 5-foot brush hog. A rear quick attach for a larger tractor. And this is a appears to be like a fence roller or something, or a bale unroller, something like that. Some John Deere fenders, and then an old hay rake, John Deere baler, little service body trailer with a welder in it. Now this is the post hole diggers that everybody's going to, and that's why there's so many of the 3-point post hole diggers up for sale all the time. This goes on your skid steer quick attach, and it's turned hydraulically. You can go forward and reverse, and you have down pressure, which is a plus, because on the 3-point you don't have down pressure. This is missing the auger. The augers for these go for lots of money, like almost $1,000 just for an auger. There's an old front bucket with a kind of a homemade looking grapple thing on it. There's a pivot gearbox and some kind of tanks. Gravity wagon. Call it a gravity wagon because you don't need an auger or anything to unload it. Everything's sloped, and you just open the door and it all comes sliding out of here. It's a newer brush hog, and some more pallet forks. I might put a bid on this for my friend down in Tennessee, Dave. There's 2 pallet forks here. Either one will work, so I'm probably going to tell the auctioneer whichever one we can get for $300. It's fine. So that's got to tell them lot number 22. There's a 3-point snow blower there, fairly good size when you'd need a larger tractor. Here is a box scraper. Haven't seen one like this before. It's got the angle ram on here. It all pivots on this center. It's for a larger tractor, obviously, but you can pivot your box. I've seen that on angle blades, but never on a box scraper. That's pretty cool. So here's another, this is just a regular 3-point post hole digger there, and a gearbox and a winch there, an old Hobart welder, feed wagon, a couple feed wagons here in line. This one's a little older. Another gravity wagon. This is looks like a bean head, an older one. Old grapples. Here's one of them big old angle blades I was telling you about. This go on a big tractor too, but it swivels 2 different ways. And the big water tank on a trailer. Some sprinkler pipe fittings and some truck tires and such. Wheel weights for tractors down there, a whole pallet full of them. And big rims. None of this stuff would fit on our little tractor that we're doing. And so we're going to go down here and turn around and head back the other direction. Now down there is some railroad ties and some T-posts, and looks like a barbed wire winder, and then some tires over here in the back. Got an old metal axle here and some old wheels. This looks to be a work platform or carry-all, depending on what you want to use it for. Now I don't know what used all these wheels all strung together like this, or if that's just what somebody did. But lots of old metal wheels. Old, like, giant shop light fixtures. Don't know if those still work or not, but they're pretty cool. This is an old hay fork. There was a name for them, but it escapes me right now. So you'd go through the field and pick up the hay with these forks, the loose hay, and then once you got to where you wanted to dump it, this thing right here pushed the hay off the forks whenever you got to where you were going to pile it. And then here's some old, less fancy hay forks here. Now this post hole digger, I'm going to put a rafter bid on this for my friend down in Tennessee, his buddy wants one. I got him one last time. If you've been with the channel for a while, we bought it and refurbished it for him. So we'll leave a bid on this one right here. Here is a 3-point PTO driven cement mixer. You don't see those very often. There's a 2-bottom plow. Another bush hog here. Looks to be about a 6-foot bush hog. Some diamond plate, big heavy angle iron. That would be good to have, but I won't be here to bid on it. Here's a burr grinder. This is a large burr grinder here. That's for a bigger operation, for grinding grain and such. Metal tank. Some odds and ends here. Looks like some spray tanks or fertilizer tanks that would mount on the tractor. Garage door there in the back. This, I believe, is the upper part of a truck cab. The wind deflector that goes on top of the truck. Another 5th wheel hitch that goes in the truck bed. And this is an old homemade dozer blade. Old bucket. Now we're leaving the bid on these pallet forks too, so it's going to be either or, whichever one we can get for our high bid. And all kinds of odds and ends down here along the fence. Little small light fixtures and windows and hand tools. This looks like it could be a where you can raise out some chickens that you've hatched out. Got the light and feeders and such in it.
Those chickens and feed them in there.
Yeah. More hand tools, sliding glass door, some railings, landscape bricks. This looks like a yard art type of windmill thing. It's got the little blade on the back. Basketball hoop, trailer mover. Looks like an old gas furnace. Some grinding stands. There's a weird looking drill press there. Fuel pumps, ramps. These are tree stands you use for hunting. Propane tanks. More hand tools and wheels, windows. Like an old RV oven. This is a gearbox winder, kind of a winch. I have one of these at home, a little better shape than that one is. The roll bar. Those were camper jacks for like cab over campers that would go on the back of pickup, would lift the whole camper off of the pickup. Ice cream freezer and some chairs. Some metal objects over here, different stuff, kind of a hodgepodge. Some leather tack. Hot water heaters and hand tools. Old pressure cookers. Metal lockers. Got side steps over there for vehicles. Rear window sliders. Toolboxes. These angle type toolboxes are very popular here in Nebraska. They usually have tool holders inside of them. Here's a deer protector. Keep your truck from getting smashed up from the deer. We're going to be putting one of these on front of our truck here soon. Toolboxes, bumpers, and then there's those vehicles again. We got another line to go down here of equipment. Here's somebody's hat collection with a bunch of chainsaws, electric motors, and various rolls of wire, some old iron wheels, chicken feeders, waterers. There's one of those receiver hitch cargo carriers right there. That'll go pretty cheap. Some lick tubs and some old garbage cans and pet carriers. There's a dolly there. These are IBC totes that have been made into like either houses for little sheep or whatever. You just cut a hole in them, throw some hay in them, and your animals can live in them. Even doghouse. And then this looks like a hunting blind. It had a bunch of camouflage on it. Let's see. Yep, they put a window in it. This appears to be just an old poly water tank that somebody turned into a hunting blind. Yeah, they cut a little door in it. So the camouflage has all come off of it, but those deer wouldn't know if that was just a piece of farm equipment sitting out in the yard. Some big truck tires, some tomato cages, lawn mowers, hose reels. Those hose reels always leak where the water connects to them. Got some old cages. Now this is a neat old wagon right here. This would be a cool wagon to have. It's probably got a lift cylinder underneath it. It's probably a dump wagon because you see the gate here in the back. So let's go up front and see if there's some hydraulic hoses on it. There's some hydraulic cylinders and some valves and hoses. And sure enough, there is a hydraulic hose connected here. So it's a one-way hose. So it's power up only. So this whole wagon would lift up and dump. But a neat wagon. In great shape. Sorry for the train. Now these two skid steers here, they're not for sale. They're the ones they bring in to help move equipment and load equipment, offload equipment here at the sale. But we have another line full of tractors and such down here, so let's check them out. Here's a big international cab tractor with a bale grapple and bucket on the front. Here's an old Ford, either 8N or 9N, complete with a sickle mower. You can see how those attach there. The sickle folds down, and you can lock it at various positions, either flat or low or high, depending on if you're mowing a hill or not. And then here's an old John Deere with an old loader frame on it and bale forks. Lots of bale forks in this area because everybody does hay. Here is a Farmall H. Pretty complete tractor. I don't see anything missing. Looks like it's been well taken care of, maybe restored at some point, but most likely a runner. These old tractors don't take much to run. Here's that, remember at Junk Jaunt we got the pre-cleaner for the air intake. The one we got is probably this size. It does not fit on our Cub because the pipe diameter is different. So we'll have to find a home for the one we bought. Here's a grasshopper mower. These are nice because they have the intake blower here. So the mower deck doesn't have to blow all the grass up into the hopper. It actually sucks it up with that blower. It's a lot more efficient. And then these mowers have an auto dump here on the back where the door opens up and all your grass just slides out. You don't even have to get off the mower. Now I got some other items down here towards the end of the parking lot. This is an old fuel stand. It's laying on its side right now, but if you stand it up, there would be a fuel tank that sits on top of here for diesel or gas or whatever. So it could gravity feed into whatever you're putting fuel in. Got a big stock tank, some big tires. Probably not serviceable, but you could make water tanks or feed bunks out of them. Got some little circle pins here, pretty small. So I don't know what you'd put in here. It couldn't be a smaller animal. They would crawl right out of these openings in the bars. Maybe you could put a small steer in there or something for just little temporary stuff. Then hay feeder down here. Just throw your hay in the top of that and the animals eat it out. It keeps everything off the ground. There's a smaller one down there. And a small stock tank and some panels. Have no clue what these metal panels are here. Never seen anything like these. Lots of used roofing tin here. You can see the holes. But would be good for shelter, not so much for roofs anymore, unless you were worried about little leaks here and there. Another larger stock tank, a little beat up. And a chute to work on animals with. Got a big poly water tank. I don't know if the trailer goes with it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but they announce that when they get to the item. 4 bales of hay. Looks like probably last year's crop. A squeeze chute for working cattle or branding, doctoring, whatever. This is a small calf chute here. So you get your calf in there, you put panels up to these edges, so it kind of funnels the calves in. And then all of these little bars, they fold down like that, so you can open it up to get to them, and then they just go back into place. So you can, say if you're branding right here, you can open that up and put your brand there. But that squeezes them like a hug, causes them to calm down a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the Temple Grandin movie, but there's a little bit of that in there. Now this looks like some kind of work platform, possibly. Some old feed. I don't know if you'd want to feed old feed. There's some more old roofing tin used over there. Kind of a medium-sized chute. A little bit bigger than the calf chute, but same principle. Here's a big chute. Big squeeze. I don't know what this apparatus looks, maybe like a mobile cover that you could put in a field with some kind of tarp over it or something. Move around animal cover. And some old gates. And then there's some continuous fencing over there. And more panels. Well, we would love to stay and take part in the shenanigans here at the auction, but harvest waits for no one, and I have lots of other business this morning that I need to take care of, that I will let you know about later. It's not all good business, but got to be done. So we'll update you on this video here. Don't go away as to whether we got our items or not. All right, folks, we are off a little early today. It's not even all the way dark outside. And I just got a call from the auctioneer. We got both items that we left bid on, so that was fantastic. The post hole digger that we left a $300 rafter bid on, we got for $200. And the pallet forks that we left a $300 bid on, we got for $275. And I think it's the better set of pallet forks, because there was 2 of them. There was one that looked better than the other, so I'm pretty sure it was the better of the 2. So we're going to go down there. They said they're still going to be hanging out loading stuff, so we'll try to get that stuff loaded in the truck. All right, look at there. We got the post hole digger loaded. However, the pallet forks are a little too wide. These are the pallet forks we got. It was the better out of the 2, like I guessed, but this is 5 feet wide, so not going to fit well in the pickup. We're going to bring the trailer back in the morning, and they're going to meet us here at 8:30 to load this stuff up. There's quite a bit of stuff already gone out here. They've picked it up during the day. But I just noticed that this set of pallet forks can be used on a 3-point as well. if you were to keep these brackets, which we're not, the third arms would fit down there, or the 3-point arms, lift arms, and then your third member would fit there. But they're not very handy used on a 3-point. They're much better on the front loader. We've got my buddy Dave's pallet forks loaded up here on the trailer. We're gonna get them home. Only thing we got to do at home is I ordered up the John Deere quick attach points for this. All of this, like we said yesterday, is going to come off of here. It's just bolted on. And we'll get this thing fixed up for Dave and taken to Tennessee in November when we go for a visit. We've got the post hole digger for his friend also. Real nice, barely used. So we got harvest again today, obviously, so we're going to head out and do that. When we do the switch over on that set of pallet forks, we'll do a video on that and bring you along, show you how we complete that job. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed our little auction video here. It's fun times in the spring and in the fall when they have these, and there's even a bunch of auctions in between when they do farm and estate auctions. So we have quite a few auctions here in Nebraska. So always a good opportunity to get some good items or outfit your homestead with things that you need for your tractor or just about anything you need. So love you guys. Come see us next time here on Markelly Farm.